Good evening, and my apologies on behalf of the school committee. We went a little long in executive session. We appreciate your patience and understanding. We have the student representatives from the Springfield Empowerment Zone program that we have, board that we have. And my alma mater, the High School of Commerce, is in the house. Azil G. Martinez, if I pronounce your name wrong, please correct me, class of 2025. Supported by Dr. Sonia Donnell, principal, Lacelle Aquami, assistant principal, Lauren Martin Smith, teacher and class 2025 advisor, Alexa Morgenstein, teacher and class advisor of 2025. Thank you for your patience.
Good evening, Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick, and members of the Springfield Public Schools School Committee. Again, it is a pleasure and honor for the High School of Commerce to come and allow one of our best and brightest to share with you her thoughts and feelings about her experience at the High School of Commerce. I'm going to defer to Mrs. Lauren Martin and ask her to introduce her scholar, as she was our teacher who recommended our student to share this evening. Mrs. Martin Smith.
Thank you, Dr. Nell.
Hello and good evening. I chose Gray to represent the High School of Commerce in partnership with my co-chair, Ms. Morgenstein, because Gray really strives to reach her full potential across all of her classes. Additionally, she has an enthusiastic attitude towards learning and seems to enjoy learning as well as pushing others to grow, especially in growth mindset as a habit and skill. She sets an example of excellence in the math classroom, especially where she leads talks about math strategies to do the math better, as well as organizing students and redirecting them to stay focused and on task during collaborative learning, as well as on different projects in the math classroom. So although she may have transferred into the High School of Commerce in fall, she has found her place with the students there and definitely her voice. And so that's the reason why I nominated Gray to be a student representative.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Martinez, please go right ahead and address the Springfield Public Schools School Committee.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner, and members of the school committee. My name is Alesna Martinez, but I also go by Gray, and I am a student at the High School of Commerce. I really like learning at this high school because of how they incorporate hands-on learning into everyday lessons. For example, classes like engineering pathways, where we're given a battery, copper tape, and an LED light, and we have to figure out how to make it light up. It's times like these when the friendly staff and students encourage and help other students like myself to learn more and be better, because that's all the teachers and staff want, for their students to get their gears and their minds to turn and to be on the path to success. Thank you.
Nice job, Ms. Martinez. Thank you very much. Thank you. Springfield Honors Academy is in the house. Caitlin Gibb, Ashley Judkins, Tamara Parker, Simone Parker, supported by Principal Grace Holland-Donlan and Principal Amanda Mills, teacher. So I'll turn it over to the administration first if they'd like to do a little intro. And again, Springfield Honors Academy is housed at the High School of Commerce also.
Yes, thank you, Mayor Sarno. Good evening, Mayor, Superintendent Warwick, and the entire school committee. The honor is all ours at Springfield Honors Academy tonight, as we bring to you a few of our senior ladies who are just amazing, and we're so proud of them. We have to share with you tonight two different presentations, but they'll be brief, I promise. But we just have to share with the community and the committee the growth and success and the contribution that these seniors have had at SHA these last 4 years. We'll begin with Miss Caitlin Gibb, and she's absolutely wonderful. She's going to tell you her story which isn't little at all, actually, and how she is a honored recipient of the Questbridge Scholar. She's a Questbridge Scholar. So, Caitlin, let's turn it to you first.
Thank you, Madam
Good
Principal.
evening, everyone. I apologize for my location, but I'm on chauffeur duty tonight. So, hello, my name's Caitlin Gibb. I'm a senior at the Honors Academy, and I'm going to speak a little tonight about the Questbridge Scholarship, getting accepted into Boston College with a full ride, and how any student in Springfield can do the same. So I learned, oh, thank you. I learned about the Questbridge, sorry?
BC Eagles, way to go.
Yes, thank you. Proud to be one now. So I learned about Questbridge through a graduated senior from the Honors Academy, Layla Cambodia, and she's currently a freshman at Northeastern this year. But she was my student council president, and the year that I served as secretary, she told me about this wonderful program called Questbridge that was for low-income, high-achieving students who wanted college opportunities that they wouldn't get if they didn't do it through Questbridge. My junior year, I applied for the Questbridge, another program they had for juniors called the Questbridge Junior Program, which allowed for a free program through Yale or U Chicago, which basically would let you get college experience over the summer and possible opportunities like free laptops and being able to connect with various top universities throughout the country. I unfortunately did not get that my junior year, but I learned about the college match, which was an opportunity to become a finalist and to be accepted into a top university for a full ride my senior year. And I applied for that. I stuck my neck out. And even though I didn't get in the year before, I was determined to boost my resume and try again my senior year. And to my surprise, I got in. And as a BC recipient of the full scholarship. The scholarship entails full housing all 4 years, a full 4-year scholarship, room and board, and I couldn't be more thankful. And I wouldn't have this opportunity if I didn't have ways to show myself as an eligible student through the opportunities that SHA has, such as this year serving as student council president after Layla, who introduced me to Questbridge in the first place, following in her footsteps, being in NHS, being in maximum honor roll all 4 years of my high school career, being in an Anchors program, which is student mentoring that is unique to SHA actually, and just various activities that I participate in and am lucky to do outside of school that helped show myself as an eligible student from Springfield, and that even though I come from the city that may not always get the best reputation, that I am fully capable, and that coming from a small school, I am just as determined and worthy of this type of distinguished scholarship. And I guess I just want to finish with saying that I encourage any student in Springfield to apply and stick their neck out and do the same, because we're just as capable. Thank you.
Great job, Caitlin, and good luck. Continued success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We have just a second brief presentation. We have 3 senior ladies, Ashley Judkins, Tamara Parker, and Simone Parker. And they created something very special for our school community back when we first began, which wasn't that long ago, called Shades of Magic, which is a STEP team. And what's most magical about them is what they've done with the STEP team. They don't just perform, which is amazing in itself, but they've created something within our community. I'll just let these ladies speak quickly to that and show you a brief video of their moves. Thank you.
Principal HG, we're going to play the video first, and then they will speak after.
Thank you, Assistant Principal Cooper.
Is it showing on your screen?
Yes, I can see it's just not playing.
Great.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, it is not.
Is there sound?
5, 6.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Is where the stepping began from the control to the sound of the dance, R&B, to the Thank you, Principal HD and Vice Principal Cooper. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Judkins. I'm a senior at Springfield Honors Academy. I am also the captain of Shades of Magic. I'm going to talk a little bit about who Shades of Magic is. So Shades of Magic is a team of Honors Academy students who come together to step, build community, and ultimately have fun. We make sure that our spaces are always open to everyone, and we always make sure that we're having a good time while also doing great things for our school. I'm going to pass it over to one of our other captains, Tamara Parker.
Good evening, Mayor, Superintendent, and all the members of the school committee. I am also a senior at Springfield Honors Academy. My name is Tamara Parker. I'm also a captain of the Shades of Magic step team that we created during our freshman year of school. And we work as a step team. We work together to not only step, but to build a foundation of unity within a variety of cultures. We also build bonds, individual bonds with each of our members in the STEP team, just to make sure that we are all on the same page and everything, to create a safe space, because that's why we originally started the STEP team, to create a safe space.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you, dear.
Good evening, Mayor, Superintendent, and all members of the school committee. My name is Simone Parker, and I am also a senior at Springfield Honors Academy, and I'm one of the captains of Shades of Magic as well. Our purpose is to highlight the importance of demonstrating the love and magic that can come from the different backgrounds that each of the students hold, as well as the different stories that we all have to tell through our stepping.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you. And thank you for the extra time. I'm super proud of you all and the impact you've had at SHA. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Principal. Thank you. Thank you. We'll now move to John J. Duggan Academy. Janiyah Ware, supported by April Robinson, who's assistant principal. And April, tell your Uncle Jay said hello. Principal Mike Calvanese. Julia Lay, supported by Mike Calvanese, principal, and William Snow, assistant principal. So I'll turn it over to the administration first. Hi, April. How are you?
How are you, Mayor?
Good, thanks, dear.
Good to hear you. Greetings again, evening to Mayor and Superintendent Warwick and the school committee to introduce one of our fantastic, dynamic sixth grade students. Her name is Janiyah Ware. She's standing, outspoken, and is full of fire. I can't wait for you to hear her. So I'm presenting to you, Janiyah Ware.
Thank you, Ms. Robinson.
Good evening.
Hi, Janiyah.
My name is Janiyah Ware. I'm a sixth grader at Duggan Academy. Some of the best qualities of Duggan are the teachers are respectful and always put on a bright smile for the students. They offer tutoring, enrichments after school programs like drama club, mentoring services, and wrestling, which what I am enrolled in. In mornings, teachers make sure students get into the building safely and greet them with waves and smiles. I am in my first year of middle school, and as some would say, the first day is a very stressful experience. But the teachers and deans at Duggan made me feel right at home. I adjusted to Duggan quickly and adapted to the new teachers and new classes that I did not have in elementary. In Duggan, I am very impressed with how teachers and staff respond to the situations of bullying. I believe that Duggan Academy is a great school any student can attend to. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Is Julia up next?
She is, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, Superintendent.
Oh, hi.
Warwick.
How you doing?
Pardon me. How are you? Good evening, school committee members. I have the pleasure of introducing Julia Lay. She is a lifelong resident of Springfield. She is also a student at Duggan Academy since the 6th grade, and she's a sophomore at our school. And I'm pointing that out because I was very excited to hear Ms. Gibbs' speech just a couple of minutes ago, and I'm hoping to hear something similar from Julia in a couple of years. Julia, if you'd like to get started, she's a sophomore at our school. Julia, if you'd like to begin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Snow. And good evening, to Mayor Sarno, Mr. Warwick, and the other school committee members that are here at the meeting today. I'm Julia, a sophomore attending Duggan High School. My experience here at Duggan has been very wonderful and definitely interesting to me. And I certainly do love the teachers and have such great connections with everyone here at the school. But I would more so like to focus on the great opportunities I have been offered while attending Duggan. As most people at my school know, I love art and it can be found all over my notebooks. And I am actually currently working on a mural in one of the hallways, where it's definitely one of the biggest projects that I've ever worked on. I'd say it's around 10 feet high and 30 feet long, which is a very big wall for me. And while I'm usually more comfortable with painting on a smaller surface, I actually decide to get out of my comfort zone and start something big and bold. Art has always been a passion of mine, and I really do hope to pursue it sometime or somehow during the future career that I pick. This mural has really brightened most of my days because my friends are actually helping me on the work, and they make it more enjoyable and less lonely for me. And although it can seem a bit time consuming, I've pushed through it ever since September, and I plan to take all the time that I need in order to make the mural 100% complete. But what also helps me push through is to see the younger students point out all the characters on the wall that they recognize. It makes me feel very happy to know that others are appreciating what I'm doing to the school and just seeing the progress every day. I hear compliments about it everywhere I go, and I'm just glad that what I'm doing can brighten someone's day and just turn it around. I'm beyond grateful that Mr. Calvinese gave me this opportunity to beautify the school, and I'm so thankful to have so many of my friends helping out. I recognize that not everyone gets this permission to paint their own creations on a wall, so having this approval from Mr. Calvinese is really special to me. Thank you for your time.
Nice job, Julia. Thank you. Van Sickle Academy is in the house. Sonny Cruz, Richard Joseph Mayer, supported by Principal Bobby Francesca. And say hi to Mom and Dad. I'll see them in church. And Ronnie McCoy, Assistant Principal. So we'll turn over to administration first, please.
Good evening, Mayor Sarno. Thank you very much.
Hey, Bobby.
Superintendent Warwick and distinguished members of the school committee members. I have two fantastic students, my 8th graders this year, who we've had the pleasure of knowing since 6th grade and watching them grow up and become young men. Anybody would be proud to call them their sons. They're fantastic. And I want to present RJ first, Richard Joseph. He's going to present first, followed by Sonny Cruz. Like I said, they're the best kids you could possibly ask for, and I'm blessed to have them in my school. So I'm going to turn it over to RJ.
Thank you, Principal Francesca. RJ, you're up.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick, and members of the school committee. My name is Richard Joseph Mayer, and I have attended Van Sickle for all 3 years of middle school. You see before you a future Beaver as I plan to attend Putnam Vocational Technical High School. I have elected to attend Putnam because they have a lot of opportunities for jobs after I graduate, and it will be helpful for me to gain hands-on experience in the field I want to work in. When I get to my 3rd year, I can participate in co-op programs, allowing me to make money and gain more real-life experience. One of my future goals is to start my own business. The type of business I want to start is a construction business. I'm going to make this happen by attending Putnam.
You're doing fine. You're doing fine, RJ. Doing fine.
Taking my education seriously will allow my future plans to take shape. You are looking at a future small business owner in the making. Not forgetting the here and now, I would like to make a suggestion concerning the time of school. It is a little hard for me to wake up early in the morning sometimes, and I would rather not be tired and have difficulties learning in the morning. When it comes to people in my life, my aunt Monica is my biggest supporter. She helped me figure out what I wanted to do with my future. Talking with her and getting her input allowed me to make decisions in my life that I didn't think I'd be able to make. However, still in the background is the pandemic, which made last year harder for me because I had to learn from my home. It was hard to focus. My grades started to slip, but once I got back into the school, being able to have a face-to-face interaction has allowed me to do better. And the atmosphere the teachers and staff bring is great. It helps me learn and understand the work. All of my teachers have helped me to do my best and be the best version of myself and pushed me to do my best in class. I want to thank them along all my family for their guidance and encouragement. Thank you for this opportunity to be a part of the middle school Speak Out.
Thank you, RJ. Nice job. Sonny, you're up, Sonny.
Good evening, Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick, members of the school committee, fellow students and guests. My name is Sonny Cruz. I'm an 8th grader that attends Vansicle Academy. I've attended Vansicle for 2 years, and this year is going to be my 3rd. So far, all the teachers at Vansicle have made a positive impact on me. They all care about my education and help me. Some things I like about VSA is the environment. Each day I've stepped through those 2 doors for 2 years and I've felt safe. Another thing I like about VSA is the teachers because they find ways to make learning fun and they care about my education. But the thing I love the most each day is PE. Gym is fun because we do many fun activities. Another good thing about gym is you're not forced to do a specific thing and you have the choice on what you want to do. If I could change anything about Vansicle, it would be the dismissal. The one thing I don't like about the dismissal is they made the time longer. Instead of leaving at 2:50, we leave at 3 o'clock. Another thing I would change is for the school to have field trips again. The field trips that VSA picked for 6th grade were fun, but since the pandemic occurred, we couldn't go on any more field trips. A massive thing that affected all of America was coronavirus, and it even affected our education. Middle schools wasn't difficult for me in 6th grade. When the world went into lockdown, every school in America did online schools and it wasn't the best. It was hard to learn at home because there was so many distractions and it was hard for the teachers to help us learn, and we got confused. The pandemic also affected sports for me because I had so many fun tournaments for baseball and I couldn't even go because of the pandemic. After middle school, my high school choice would be Central High School. One of the main reasons I would be going to Central because of their sports programs. Central has one of the best sports programs in the whole state of Massachusetts. My future goal after high school is to study criminal justice. I'm going to study this major because my brother is a police officer and my other brother is a correctional officer. I would also like to protect the city and make it better. I will achieve this goal if I put my mind to it. All of this wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for my mom and dad. They are my biggest supporters and they care for me a lot. I am grateful to have 2 parents that can support me in anything I do. Thank you for following me to address you this evening.
Beautiful job, Sonny. Beautiful job. Thank you. Thank you, Sonny. We're going to keep our eye on you. Rise Prep Academy. Ashley Calderon, Christian Espino, supported by Deotis Williams, the assistant principal. We'll turn it over to administration first for introduction, please.
All right. Good evening, Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Ward, members of the school committee. I'm honored to introduce our 2 young leaders in Christian Espino and Ashley Calderon. They not only demonstrate leadership in their academics, but they're scholars who, when they see a need, they find a solution and they make things happen. They wanted a news team, they didn't see it, they created one. They wanted a talent show, they didn't see it, they created one. So I'm really interested and excited to see what other type of creations they may come up with in the next few years. With no further ado, I'm going to open up the floor. I believe, Christian, you said you wanted to start us off. So the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
You're welcome.
All right. Hello. My name is Christian, and this school is great because it gives you the creative freedom to focus on what you want to do. For example, what he just stated, we wanted to do like a news team. and we were able to talk to staff, talk to him, and we were able to have a news team in our own location. This school has a lot of teachers that will help you like with any ideas you want. So like in one of the teachers was able to open up this program where I'm able to go learn more stuff to like add to my resume so I can get to a good college, and it also pays me for going. Not only will the hold on, excuse me. Not only do the teachers support your ideas, but they will also help you with anything they could. So like one time I was falling behind for a test and I went to just any of my teachers to do, and they gave me like a whole bunch of sheets and just packets and the resources I needed to pass. Thank you.
Way to go, Christian. Thank you.
All right, Ashley, the floor is yours, miss. Take us away.
Hello and good morning. My name is Ashley. I am a freshman at Rise Prep. I've been at Rise for 4 years and it has changed a lot over time and is still changing today. I am in a couple of groups that have made this change possible. For example, I am in Student Council, a group of students who work with teachers, staff, and administrators and students to make this school a better place. I am also the director on our news team. Our news team helps students and teachers stay up to date on everything going on and puts people in a happy mood to start the day. Our news videos have not only given everyone something to look forward to, but also creates positive student-teacher relationships, giving them something to bond over. Rise Prep has given me the opportunity to continue change and express my opinion without feeling judged or feeling as if my voice is being drowned out. Teaching me this lesson will help me with my future dream of going into criminal justice, because I know that if I put my mind to something, I can get it done.
Way to go, Ashley. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, Emergence Academy is in the house. Mohammed, Eric Tanko, supported by Mizel Ramos, the assistant principal. And I apologize if I pronounced the name wrong. Please correct me. I'll turn it over to administration first.
Good evening, Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick, school committee members, and all Springfield Public School staff and students. It's a privilege for me and a blessing to be here today representing my Emergence Academy community, a community that started with 22 live and level 1 students. And we are, as of today, we're up to 72 students. And we are supporting 30 level 1 high schoolers. We are increasing exponentially, which is amazing, an amazing accomplishment. It is an honor to introduce 2 of my students, which are the ones giving the speech today. The first student that I will introduce is Eric Tanko, and the second student will be Mohammed. Eric, go ahead.
Hi.
Thank you, Assistant Principal Reynolds. Go, you're up, Eric.
My name is Eric. Good evening, Mayor Sarnon. So, one second.
You're doing fine.
Superintendent, where's school committee members and
I think he froze a little bit there. Did we want to try to move to Mohammed, and then we can come back to Eric, Assistant
Yes,
Principal
sir.
Reynolds, if that's
Mohammed,
okay.
go ahead. Mohammed, all you.
Good evening, Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick, school committee members, and all of Springfield Public School staff and students. My name is Mohammed. I'm originally from Africa. One reason why I love Emergence Academy is because my community comes from a school to learn and become excellent English speakers. Also, our community is diverse from students all over the country. Another reason why I love my school is because I feel supported by all my staff members. And every day I learn something new, either from students around me or staff. Lastly, I love my school because even though we learn a lot, we also have time to have fun and compete against the teachers in games. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
Nice job, Mohammed. Thank you. I don't know, Assistant Principal Ramos, if we can get Eric back on the line.
Maybe he's
Thank
out
you,
right now,
Brendan.
so we'll see if he comes back.
Oh, he's coming back on. Brendan Focus Springfield has indicated that he's coming back on.
There he is. All right, Eric, you ready again?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, I love that we have some time to do homework with staff that help with lately, and really like that we have time and hours especially to read and have someone join time. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Yeah.
Thank you, Eric.
My English.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Okay, last but not least, is Lyceum Prep, Armando Revilla, supported by Dexter Miller, Assistant Principal. Lyceum Prep, Assistant Principal Miller, and student Armando Revilla, please. You don't see either. Okay, I'll make one last call again to, maybe there was a miscommunication. Lyceum Prep, student Armando Revilla, supported by Dexter Miller, Assistant Principal. Brendan, no go? Okay, we'll get them next time. And we thank all the student representatives from the Springfield Empowerment Zone program and the administrators too. Thank you very much. And that concludes the student representative speak out. We'll now take a 30-second recess and we'll go into our regularly scheduled meeting. Thank you so much. Good evening, and thank you for your patience. We had a very good student representative speak out from the Springfield Empowerment Zone program, and we ran a little long on the executive session. So thank you for your patience, and my apologies on behalf of the school committee. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Present. Present. Here.
Yes, can we all please rise for a moment of silence? I'd like to dedicate it to retired State Representative Raymond Jordan, and then we'll go into Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much, everyone, and I want to give a shout out, and again, very thankful to folks at Springfield, Brandon and team, being able to keep our meetings going. It is great to have Miss Barbara Gresham back, and we're happy that you had successful knee surgery, so we're very happy to have you back in tow. And I'd like to also thank, I know Commissioner Health and Human Services Commissioner Helen Carlton Harris is on the line to give us a COVID-19 update shortly, and Director of Facilities and Park Superintendent Patrick Sullivan is here for our statement of interest, and we appreciate your time. So now we'll go to section 2, approval of the minutes. To approve the January 27th, 2022 regular session minutes. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion? So moved. Motion by Vice Chair Collins, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Gresham. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes, more than sufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you very much. Section 3 is voting items, and whether it's myself or Vice Chair Chris Collins will go into it. I'll read an opening statement and our statement of interest. and then we'll go one by one on all the schools we're going to continue to improve. So I will turn it over to Vice Chair Collins. please.
I'll read the first paragraph, and then for the succeeding ones, just the school, because it's similar language all the way through. Having convened an open session on February 10th, 2022, prior to the statements of interest submission closing date, the Springfield School Committee, in accordance with its charter, bylaws, and ordinances, voted to authorize the superintendent to submit to the Massachusetts School Building Authority a statement of interest forms dated March 25th, 2022, in accordance with the following explains the deficiencies and priority category for which each application may be submitted, acknowledges that submitting the statement of interest form, the Massachusetts School Building Authority is in no way guaranteeing the acceptance or approval of the application, the awarding of the grant, or any of the funding commitments from the Massachusetts School Building Authority, or commits the city, town, or regional school district to fulfilling an application for funding with the Massachusetts School Building Authority. A1 is a resolve for Edward P. Bolin, located at 426 Armory Street, Springfield, Massachusetts, for priority 5 for the renovation of replacement of roofing system of the school building to ensure the health and safety of the school children and to decrease the energy-related costs associated with the school building.
Motion is by Vice Chair Collins. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Second by Attorney Peter Murphy. If there's no questions, discussion, roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient vote, this matter passes. Vice Chair
The
Collins.
motion
please.
for A2 is for the High School of Commerce located at 415 State Street, Springfield, Massachusetts. Priority 5 for the renovation and replacement of the roofing system of the school building to ensure the health and safety of the school children and decrease the energy-related costs associated with the school building.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. There's a second, please.
Second.
Second by everyone. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient vote, this matter passes. Thank you very much.
The
Vice-
motion for A3 is for Frederick Harris School located at 58 Hartford Terrace, Springfield, Massachusetts. Priority 5 for the installation of new windows and exterior doors under the accelerated repair program.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. There's a second, please.
Second.
Well, that's a tie. Seconded by Ms. Naylor. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient vote, this matter passes.
Motion for A4 is for the Herman Harena Community School located at 200 Burney Avenue, Springfield, Massachusetts. A priority 1 and a priority 5 for the replacement and installation of heating, ventilation, and air conditioning HVAC systems for the entire educational complex and for the association exterior envelope repairs required by the new HVAC, and to review and build out all pod classrooms.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. There's a second, please.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gonzalez in the heart of his district. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes, matter passed. Thank you.
The
Vice
motion
Chair
for
Collins.
A5 is for the Glenwood School located at 50 Morrison Terrace in Springfield, Massachusetts. A priority 5 for the renovation and replacement of the roofing system of the school building to ensure the health and safety of the school children and to decrease the energy-related costs associated with the school building.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. There's a second, please.
Second.
Second by Ms. Hurst. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, I know it's near and dear to Superintendent Work where he cut his teeth there at Glenwood School. Please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes, matter passed. Thank you. Vice
Motion
Chair
for A6 is for the Indian Orchard Elementary School located at 95 Milton Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. A priority 5 for the renovation and replacement of the roofing system of the school building to ensure the health and safety of the children and to decrease the energy-related costs associated with the school building.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Ms. Hurst. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes. I said yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient vote. This matter passes. Thank you very much. Vice
I
Chair-
did say yes. I think my voice cracked.
No, I heard.
But I did say yes. I did say
Denise,
yes.
between the masks and being in the
Sorry.
T-Birds penalty box here, it's tough to hear anything on it. So Ms. Hurst has recorded yes. Thank you. Vice Chair Collins.
A7 is for Milton Bradley School located at 22 Mulberry Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. Priority number 5, the replacement and upgrade of the heating system to replace the school in an automated web-based energy management system to ensure the health and safety of the school children and to decrease the energy-related costs associated with the school building for the installation of new windows and exterior doors under the accredited repair program for the renovation and replacement of the roofing system of the school building.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gonzalez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient vote. This matter passes.
The motion for item A8 is for the Mary O. Pottinger School located at 1435 Carew Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. A priority 5 for the installation of new windows and exterior doors under the accelerated repair program.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Attorney Murphy. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes. Matter passed. Thank you very
Motion
much.
for A9, which is the Rebecca Johnson School located at 55 Catherine Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. Priority 5 for the replacement and upgrade of the heating system to replace the school onto an automated web-based energy management system and for the renovation and replacement of the roofing system of the school building to ensure the health and safety of the school children, for the installation of new windows and exterior doors under the accelerated repair program to decrease the energy-related costs associated with the school building.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Ms. Gresham. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes. Matter passes. Thank you very much.
Motion is for A10, which is for Sumner Avenue School located at 45 Sumner Avenue in Springfield, Massachusetts. Priority 5 for the renovation and replacement of the roofing system of the school building to ensure the health and safety of the school children and to decrease the energy-related costs associated with the school building.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Second, please.
Second.
Oh, geez, that's a little tough. Second by Ms. Hurst, I believe. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes. Matter passes.
The motion is made for item A11 for the Washington School located at 141 Washington Street in Springfield, Massachusetts. Priority 7 for the replacement of obsolete school facility to better serve Springfield students.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Second, please.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gonzalez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, more than sufficient votes. This matter passes. Thank
The
you.
motion for A12, which is for the White Street School located at 300 White Street, Springfield, Massachusetts, and the Kensington Elementary School located at 31 Kensington Avenue, Springfield, Massachusetts. Priority number 7 for the replacement of the obsolete school facility to better serve the Springfield school students.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins. Second.
Second.
second by Ms. Gresham. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Board of Official votes, matter passes. Thank you. Vice Chair
And
Collins?
813 is to approve making Harana Community School as the district's #1 priority.
Motion made by Vice Chair Collins, or second, please.
Second.
Second by Mr. Gonzalez. Roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor, can I ask
Yeah, well, hold on, there's a question.
ask a question? The priority, we're voting to make Helena the #1 priority in front of all of the ones we just voted on? What are we voting to make it the #1 priority of?
It's well, if you want, you go ahead. Of the 12.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah,
so
this
ahead of
becomes,
those-
this is the
that
#1.
particular proposal.
Yeah.
We're prioritizing.
Right.
Right, we're
Understood.
gonna,
Thank you.
thank you for clarification, Mr. Orman. We're gonna push for everything we can get. We've had a great relationship with the Mass School Building Authority and Treasurer Goldberg and Jack McCarthy and crew. And I just spoke before, I had to present before the Mass Finance Municipal Bond Board with Auditor Suzanne Bumpin. That went well for our past things, and Pat Sullivan and team, great job. But we'll push for everything we can get. But that'll be #1 priority. Thank you for the clarification, Mr. So again, motion made by Vice Chair Collins, seconded by Mr.
May I
Gonzalez.
ask a question?
Sure.
Clarifying question.
Ms.
So
Miller.
for A12, is it the idea of what we did with, what we're doing with DeBerry and Swan and Brightwood and Lincoln, that
Yeah.
if we get that, we would have them too be in a building?
Right.
We would do the 2, yes, absolutely.
Let's hope-
And MSBA likes that,
Right.
so we think that will go well.
Again, we were highlighted in the Mass Finance Board presentation the other day that we were the lead in doing these dual schools. So, and we'll all push to get whatever we can, but that's good clarification. It would be a dual school.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification. Again, the motion on making #1 priority Harana Community School. Vice Chair Collins made the motion, seconded by Mr. Gonzalez.
Second.
Oh, it was already seconded. So thank you on that. So roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Board of Official votes, this matter passes. Thank you very much. I know it's very tedious, but we have to make sure it's done so we can get it. Director Sullivan, Superintendent, thank you very much for being here. And thank you for all your work that you and your team do to submit these, and also the upkeep you do with all our public buildings and schools. Thank you, Patrick, very much.
Thank you. I'd like to just jump on that, Mayor, and thank Patrick Sullivan and his team, John Carrigan and Pat Roach. You do a tremendous amount of work putting these projects forward, so we're doing the right projects. And we've received more projects than any other school system in the Commonwealth, over 700 million. And the mayor's team has been great in supporting us. And I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pat.
Okay, another hardworking cabinet head is on the line. That's the elegant and eloquent Commissioner of Health and Human Services. Put your hands together for Helen Carlton Harris. She is going to give us an informational update pertaining to the COVID-19 update. I know Superintendent Warwick and team have met on the recent edict coming from DESE. And I know Chief Nurse Jeannie Clancy's on, so I'll turn it over to Superintendent Warwick, please.
Yeah, I'd like to have our health commissioner come and give us an update. As you know, midweek this week, actually after we put the agenda together, but we had this update on there anyway. The commissioners decided to lift the mask mandate statewide after February vacation. However, leaving it up to each district to make a decision on what they wanted to do with this and what made sense for their community based on the COVID rate. So as we have in the past, we've gone to our health commissioner and our nursing supervisor for a recommendation relative to what we ought to do with this mandate, given the COVID rates and the vaccine rates here in Springfield. So Jeannie and Helen, you can take it from there.
Good evening, school committee members, Mayor Sarno, Superintendent Warwick. I am here in a supportive role. There was a meeting today that the superintendent was on with Jeannie Clancy, and we talked through the recommendations we'd like to make in order to move forward in Springfield public schools as it relates to the mask mandate. We did look at data. We did talk through the trends that we're seeing citywide as well as in the Springfield public schools. So I am going to turn this over to Jeannie Clancy. I am happy to answer any questions as it relates to citywide data, conversations that we've had about Springfield Public Schools and how we see ourselves moving forward in this very critical partnership that we've developed over the last couple of years. Jeannie?
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Martin Harris.
I just want to start with a quick overview of the cases in Springfield Public Schools. So as you're aware, back in January, our highest number of students that were positives was 789, and our highest amount of staff was 196. Last week, the students dropped to 265 and staff to 69. This week, the student number is 120 and the staff is down to 42. With that said, we feel this is happening because of all our mitigation strategies. Of the 120 students that tested positive this year, the majority of them were picked up by pool testing in school, which means they were sitting in our class still positive. So I am recommending that we give it another month to track the data and keep the mask on in Springfield.
Let me also just also say that the majority of the cases that we are seeing citywide, that is extremely concerning, and why I support the recommendation that we continue at least until the end of March to keep our mask mandate in place, is because the good majority of the cases that we have in the city are under the age of 20 years old. The majority over the last 3 weeks are in that 0 to 10-year-old age group. And as you know, 0 to 10, 5-year-olds and under cannot be vaccinated. And so those numbers, while we're seeing the decrease, our youth are disproportionately represented in the data.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any questions or comments for Commissioner Colton Harris or Chief Nurse Clancy? Ms. Gresham?
You can go first.
Ms. Gresham, okay, Ms. Gresham.
Thank you, Commissioner Harris. My question is, now I know that according to federal state, they have to still wear the mask on the bus?
That is correct.
I'll let Jeannie answer that, but that is correct. Jeannie, why don't you go ahead and
Yes, students have to wear their mask on the bus. And even when the masks are gone, DESE is trying to say it's less mask because students would still have to wear a mask if they were quarantined at home and exiting quarantine on day 6. They would be masked in school through day 10. This is when the mask mandate is even over. If you're symptomatic, you would be wearing masks. They're recommending masks in the nursing office. And we're still working on our vaccination rates in Springfield. So DESE and DPH still recommend students unvaccinated be masked. And that's too many of our students right now. I'm running vaccination clinics in all the elementary schools. I'll be done the first dose clinics next Friday, but it will take me until like March 18th or 19th to finish the second dose clinics. And then we want to go back to middle and high school to offer them again.
Oh, do we have a lot of students participating? I mean,
I tried to get ready for that. I do know that for the first 7 clinics, we were offering flu too. They didn't give me a breakdown. We've partnered with BHN, but we gave about 475 doses. So each clinic averages some over 50, but right around 50 doses.
okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
And DPH is working with another initiative to try to offer, I was on a call this afternoon, working on offering something for clinics every day during vacation week.
It's also important to note that another factor in our decision is the city's low vaccination rate, which currently stands at 62%. In the Commonwealth, the overall Commonwealth, the vaccination rate is 78.5%. So you can see there's a 16.5 percentage difference in where we are and what the state average is. And that also is concerning to us. We need to get those vaccination rates up, and we're hopeful that by doing a full press outreach, continuing to do that, we can successfully increase our vaccination rates, and the month of March would give us an opportunity to focus more on that as well.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Go ahead. Joe.
Oh, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to know, I heard you say that you guys want another month on the mask mandate. What would be the specific date? One, we're going to get, and I know we want to look at the data. I heard that point. When is the specific date when we're going to say, you know, the students in the school and we can go, because the state's saying the 28th, based on what I've read. And I know we're saying we want another month. I just want a specific date, as we know that I think, you know, community members, parents, families, they're going to be asking these questions.
Our thought was the last day in March.
Okay.
And our team would review it before then, see what the numbers look like, and bring it back again and talk to you about it again, based on the data.
Okay.
Let me go to Ms. Hurst, and then I'll go to
Thank you, Mayor. And I'm not
Attorney
quite sure
Murphy,
how
then
to
Ms. Griffin.
to formulate my question, but I know that we're making these decisions based on data. And I just heard the superintendent say, we'll relook at the numbers again in March. Now that the rapid tests are being sent home, how are we, and I know that in the instructions that I got for my kids, it says, you know, if they test positive, keep them home and then call the school and report that. So are we asking our schools to report that data? And then Jeannie's sharing that with the commissioner so that the city has more accurate data? Because I guess some of the things that I've been reading is how accurate is the data, because now so many people are testing at home and it looks like we're on a downward trend, but is it that we're just not capturing that folks are actually testing positive? Do you need me to turn this off?
That's an excellent concern. I do know that anytime a parent calls in, we're reporting that to DESE, but we don't report it to DPH because it isn't a lab test. So, but it's tracked by DESE and it's tracked in the 120 positive cases that I have in school. And we're still working on that program. So the first week for the staff, we put out 2,969 tests. This week, we've passed out 8,383 to the students. So we're going to continue the education on if you test positive, make sure they're reading it right to report to the school. Because we are concerned too. What we do know is the pool testing that we're continuing to do every week, that students are in school still testing positive. So what we're doing is working. And I'm just asking that we really consider an extra month to keep the school safe, because we're clearly heading in the right direction for the first time.
Thank you, Ms. Clancy. Ms. Hurst?
No, I'm
Okay.
in complete agreement.
Mr. Mayor. Well, let me, I had Attorney Murphy. And
I
then
just
then
a
I'll-
quick, Mayor. First of all, thank you, Jeannie and Helen, for the great work that you guys have been doing over the last 2 years and the challenges that we've had. So we did cancel middle school sports for the winter, right? Are we going to be able to start that up again, or in your opinion, or your opinions, can we start that up again for the spring, the middle school sports? Because
Okay,
I do think it is important.
I know. So your hope is if we keep the numbers down, in order to do sports in middle school, the nurses have to be able to clear the students. When the cases were so high, and I'm short so many nurses, we just couldn't get to it in a timely manner. So yes, absolutely. I'll meet with AD
So just
early.
with the staffing shortage aside for a minute, but in your opinion or Helen's opinion, we could, if we can manage it, we could start middle
Yes.
school sports for the spring.
We
Because
just
I
have
think,
to
you know,
get
these
them
kids,
cleared.
and tell me if I'm wrong, these kids have been, you know, sort of confined to their houses for, you know, a year and a half, and they really do need to get out there and get some exercise and get moving around. And I mean, I see everyone, it seems to be, you know, in high school and other places, they seem to be engaged in sporting activities. So, but it's your opinion that it is safe to start middle school sports for the spring.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Attorney Murphy. Vice Chair Collins, please.
I don't know that, maybe I didn't hear the answer, but I want to follow up on Mrs. Gresham said. When the governor's order expires on the 28th of February, students would still be required to wear a mask on buses because of federal guidelines. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Talk about a confusing
Yeah, that's what
scenario.
I'm thinking too, Chris. Confusion.
Thank
Well,
you.
it doesn't have to be confusing for us because we'll still be in place for at least till the end of March.
Right.
But for any place that lifts it,
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
very confusing.
Any other questions or comments of
Right.
Chief Nurse Jeannie Clancy or Health and Human Services Commissioner Helen Carlton Harris?
No, I
Hearing
think
none.
that we have had a great team. We have met consistently with AD Early, who has been amazing, and the superintendent. And I think that, you know, our team over the last 2 years have really tried very hard to focus on data. We're appreciative of the leadership of Mayor Sarno. But Mrs. Hurst, we have given out over 200,000 test kits in the city of Springfield to our residents. So you can see by that sheer number, it's very difficult to say whether our data is accurate because there is no requirement to give us the information of a home test. On the city side, if someone tests positive through a home test, we require a PCR to so that we can document accurately. But for Springfield Public Schools, that's extremely difficult based on the sheer number of test kits that we've given. I appreciate the question, and hopefully we are continuing to move in that right direction. And Jeannie Clancy and her nurses have been just so amazing in the job that they're doing, and your leadership has been critical. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Carlton Harris. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Helen, to you and Jeannie, thank you again for your yeoman efforts. And there is starting to be some light at the end of the tunnel, and we'll continue to proceed forward. Thank you, ladies, and go get some rest.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Helen. Thank you, Jeannie. Appreciate you.
Thank you. We'll now move to, hold on 1 second. Fingers here. Reports of standing committees, student relation, parent concerns, Ms. Gresham.
No report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Gresham. B, Buildings and Maintenance Committee, Vice Chair Collins.
we voted on the statements of interest after reviewing them in the committee. So thank the committee for acknowledging and supporting all that work.
Legislative Contracts Committee.
Nothing to report.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Curriculum and Programs Committee, Mrs. Hurst. We got to correct that,
Oh,
Mrs.
I
Hurst.
know, they changed it.
Thank-
No, no report. at
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you. E is Budget and Finance Committee, Vice Chair Collins.
We'll be meeting next week to set the calendar so we can move forward with the budget process. So you'll be hearing shortly. When the committee votes, we'll get it over to the full committee for.
That's right. It's 'tis the season on school and city side. Thank you, Vice Chair Collins. F is Vocational Education Committee. Attorney Peter Murphy, please. Attorney Peter Murphy.
No report, Mayor. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, Attorney Murphy. G is Technology Committee.
No report.
Mrs. Naylor.
No report.
Thank you, Mrs. Naylor. H is School Safety Committee. Mrs. Gresham, please, Ms.
No
Gresham.
report, no report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Gresham. And I is Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee. Mr. Gonzalez, please.
we're working on scheduling that first meeting. So those of you that are on that committee, I just ask that we can get that rolling. I know everybody has different schedules, but there's some important work that needs to be done there. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. If there's no questions or comments, that concludes the standing committees. We'll now move to report a student representative to the school committee, Nathaniel Claudio from Putnam Vocational Technical Academy. Again, Nathaniel was very good on attendance, and I know he does some work and employment. So Nathaniel, I don't know if you're on. He was, okay. He hangs in there. He's a good kid, good young man. Nathaniel, thank you. We wish you good health, you and your family, continued success. We'll look forward to hearing from you in upcoming meetings. Report of the superintendent. Superintendent Warwick, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to go over our COVID counts again, that we report to DESE weekly based on the information Jeannie was talking about. Back on January 6th, our student count was 748 and our staff count was 355. This week, we reported 120 students and 42 staff. So we're moving in the right direction. And again, I want to thank everyone and thank Jeannie and the team of nurses in the schools, because that's based on the mitigation efforts that have gone on in the schools and how hard people have worked. So quite an accomplishment. Our average daily attendance report, when we came back in early January, we had almost 30% out. We were down to 9.9% in yesterday's data, down to what we would normally be at this time of year. That's where we'd normally be, around 9%. So that is very, very positive. Again, I think due to the mitigation efforts, the staff has done a good job. The kids are coming back. And I've made it a priority to get going on school visits again. And we've been getting out to the schools, getting in the classrooms. And you can see things are really getting back to normal. Everyone's focused, everyone's engaged in the work. We're accelerating the curriculum, but also putting interventions in place for all the kids, because we know during this period, there's been a tremendous amount of learning loss, but the schools are really focused, really on track, and really going in the right direction. It's a real credit to our staff. I'm very, very proud of them. I'm working on a reorg plan based on the assistant superintendent's departure and should have it to you by the end of next week. And we have a few meetings scheduled next week to talk about a position that we'd be putting forward. So we've got that on an agenda. And in your packet, there's contract reports from December and January for you to review, and Pat Roach and I are available if you have any questions.
Thank you,
That
Superintendent.
concludes my report.
Thank you, Superintendent Warwick. Any questions or comments? Superintendent's report?
I have a question, Mr. Mayor.
Discussion. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So Superintendent, with technology, I know there was some laptops or something that was lost or needed repair. Is that all done or?
Yeah, yes, that's a great question. So when we went remote and went to recollect, we actually, with the mayor's help, actually some of his funding, purchased extra computers because we knew there'd be some losses. So we had some losses, but we had enough in stock to replace everything. So we're absolutely up to snuff with that and back to our regular program, and things are going very well.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gresham. Any other questions or comments pertaining to Superintendent Warwick's report?
I have a clarifying
Ms.
question.
Naylor, yes.
Can you repeat, Superintendent, what you said about the assistant superintendent position? I heard vaguely, but then I didn't hear clearly what you
It's
said.
tough to hear with these.
So you're right, we're in the penalty box, but yeah, no, the assistant superintendent departed. We're putting a plan together for replacement. We're going to be bringing a position forward next week for the committee to discuss, and then I'll be doing a reorg chart based on the committee's deliberation over that position.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Naylor. Any other questions or comments pertaining to Superintendent Warwick's report? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Finished business. Hearing none, we'll move to new business. Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn, please?
So moved.
Mayor.
Yeah, what, I'm sorry.
Mayor, for a second, so at the last committee meeting, I failed to mention it, which probably was for a great reason, because our colleague, Mrs. Gresham, wasn't here. But for those who do not know, Mrs. Gresham received the MLK
Yeah.
Social Justice Award in
Yeah.
the category of education. So just wanted to point that out and congratulate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you for bringing that up, Ms. Hurst, because I walked in. It was great to see you, Barbara, as I indicated. And congratulate you. And Barbara says it was a total surprise to me. That's.
I tell you,
that's
I
great.
just want to add to that. I was totally.
Well, I know.
I mean, totally surprised. So if you ever need a person to organize a surprise, this person, I tell you, she got me in a unique way. So
Very,
thank you.
very good. Thank you for bringing that up. And I know I think I saw Zell on, and Zell, again, we're all our sympathy, thoughts, and prayers on the loss of your dad, Johnny Murphy, Mr. Kango Cap, trailblazer when it comes to construction and building, and just a class act. So again, we're sorry for that loss. Any other new business? Hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn? Motion but across the board. Is there a second?
Second.
So, Barbara, loud and clear. Okay, roll call vote is required. Madam Clerk, please call a roll.
Yes.
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 Yes, more than sufficient vote. This matter passes. Thank you, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for watching, and good health to you and your families. God bless.